Hello, my name is Megan Kelvinek, the Knowledge and Evidence Librarian here at Somerset NHS Foundation Trust. Welcome to part 3 of our Knowledge Mobilisation training. In this episode, we're focusing on After Action Reviews, or AARs, a simple way to learn after doing, so teams can reflect, improve, and share on what works. In this video, I'll explain the purpose and structure of an After Action Review, show where it fits within the SFT's 7-step improvement process, introduce 4 core questions you can use to structure your review, and provide a step-by-step guide so you can confidently facilitate or contribute to an R discussion. An after-action review is a brief, structured conversation held after a project, event, test of change, or activity. It aims to capture what happened, why it happened, and what we'll do differently next time. R's combine lived experience with available evidence, helping teams make better decisions, avoid repeating mistakes, and reinforce what works from a project and what didn't. Within our 7-step improvement process approach, after-action reviews are useful after a PDSA, a plan, study, do, act cycle, and at project milestones or closures. They help teams study results, understand causes, and decide what to act on. Insights should feed forward into the next iteration and should be shared so others can benefit. Step 1. Start by setting the context. Hold the after-action review soon after the activity while details are still fresh in your mind. Invite those who participated and any key stakeholders. Keep it short and focused, like we recommended with a bar. Usually 30 to 60 minutes is enough. And agree on the purpose, scope, and the tangible outputs you want to capture and share. Step 2. Using the 4 core questions. Structure the conversation around these 4 simple questions. First, what was intended? This is your aim, your plan, and the expected results. Second, what actually happened? These are the facts, the data, any observations. Third, why was there a difference? What went well or not so well, and why? This is where you will explore causes, enablers, and any constraints. And finally, what can we learn from this? What will we do next time, and who needs to know? Agree on actions going forward and how the learning will be shared. Begin with what you set out to achieve with question 1, what was supposed to happen? Restate the aim, the expected outcomes, the plan, and who was involved. Note any assumptions that you made and the risks that you anticipated. This anchors the review in the original intent and provides a reference point for comparing the results. Question 2, what actually happened? This is where you're going to stick to the facts. What did the data show? What did you observe? And what changed as the work was delivered? Capture both the expected and unexpected events. Use any evidence or relevant guidelines and evaluations you found during your bar. And if you need support finding more evidence, remember the library is always here to help. Question 3. Why was there a difference and what caused the results? Identify successes and the enablers behind them. What did we do that worked? Which strengths and resources helped? And which conditions supported good outcomes? Understanding the why helps ensure that you can repeat and scale what worked. This is also where you're going to explore the challenges and their root causes without blame. Were there gaps in the process, capability, or resources? What safeguards, adjustments, or supports would have helped? This is where honest reflection prevents repeat issues next time. And question 4, what can we learn from this? This is where you turn insights into specific action with clear expectations and timelines. Decide what should change, whether it's in your workflows, training, or tools, and how the learning will be shared across teams, channels, and repositories so others can benefit. Step 3, capture the discussion. Capture the R in a shared document or template. Focus on the essentials, the decisions, why you made them, and the concrete next steps. Make sure the record is accessible to the whole team so it can be revisited and used to guide further cycles. This can be in a shared folder or on a group Teams channel, for example. Step 4, share and apply. Share the after-action review and apply the learning. Use it to inform future planning or PDSA in the next cycle, and use it to update any training or documentation. Make sure to store it where the team can find it and where others can reuse the insights. Consider linking to past knowledge mobilisation tools like the bar and previously found evidence so the asset stays rich and useful. After-action reviews and other knowledge mobilisation tools help build a learning culture, improve practice and outcomes as knowledge is shared. They help find knowledge gaps and encourage evidence-based decisions and changes to be made within the scope of projects and across teams and organisations. To run our after-action review well, keep the session short, focus on facts, do not blame, invite diverse perspectives, document key points, and follow through on actions. If you use them regularly, not just as the project is ending, the learning becomes habitual. Let's return to the same example from the before-action review. A multidisciplinary team rolling out a new falls prevention protocol on an elderly ward. After the first few weeks of testing the changes, the team comes together for an after-action review to reflect on how things went. They start by reminding themselves of their original aim, reducing inpatient falls by 30% over the next 6 months. They review what they intended to do, introducing new training, better communication during handovers, using bedside signage, and assigning a falls champion on each shift, and then compare this with what actually happened on the ward. Using early data, they see a small reduction in falls and improved awareness of the risk factors among staff. However, they also noticed that some of the training sessions were missed during busy periods, and the night staff didn't always get the same level of support. The signage was consistently used, but the falls champion role became difficult to maintain when staffing was stretched. These insights helped the team understand not just what happened, but why. They then agree on what to sustain, stop, or adapt. Bedside signage stays, and the falls champion model continues but with a rotating schedule. Training is redesigned so staff can complete a short video on their own time, with a brief refresher added to a weekly safety huddle. They also identify a need to improve documentation consistency and set up a small working group to explore digital prompts. Importantly, the team also recognised what went well. There was better communication with patients, stronger teamwork, and early signs of improvement in outcomes. Celebrating these wins helps maintain enthusiasm for the next cycle of work. Finally, the learning of the after-action review is captured in a shared document, linked in the project plan and training resources, and stored in the ward's Teams channel. The team also share it with the NHS Library Service for inclusion in the local repository, so the learning can benefit others across the trust. The result is clearer insight, stronger actions, and a more confident plan for the next stage of the Falls Prevention Initiative. Thank you for watching this video on After Action Reviews. We hope it's given you a practical tool to support learning after doing, so insights can be captured, shared, and applied. You'll find some useful links to the Somerset NHS Library website, training request form, the SFT repository, and the 7-step improvement process on the Collaboration Hub. If you have any feedback, we'd love to hear from you as it helps us improve further resources. Thank you.